Hi guys, this is Julie.
James.
Heather.
And we're Connecting Japan. Normally you see me in the video, but today we have the entire team here to demonstrate for you Japanese drinks that we find in Australia. These are just some that we've collected. There's obviously a couple here that aren't represented, but we're just not going to go down the alcohol train. We're just going to stick with what we have. So the first one we have here is green tea. There you go, there's the green tea. Mainly everyone thinks about it as being matcha tea. It just means Japanese green tea. The general word for Japanese tea is ocha. Fukuoka is the oldest area in Japan that still does green tea ceremonies. The company that makes this particular green tea is Cha House Proprietary Limited, and they're at the Japanese Summer Festival. How tea got to be in Japan, a Buddhist monk by the name of Eisai, and the 12th century brought it to Japan, and the rest, as they say, is history. So let's just get this a go. So the proper way of holding it is both hands and away with.
There's a handle, I'm going to use it.
Well, you can use the handle, why not?
Really earthy, isn't it?
Smells interesting.
Tastes like water.
It's very different to normal tea, that's for sure.
It's just water.
Yeah, you can
She has no taste.
you can get matcha tea
Oh, I
from
taste it now.
general supermarket, but this one's
Different. Very interesting.
a different variety, and Cha House actually makes 14 types. The next one on
Wait,
our
are you
list.
only going to rate it? What do we rate it out of 10?
Yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
let's rate it out of 10. I give it a solid 6.
Well, I'm not much of a tea drinker, and it's just an interesting flavour, but yeah, I'll give it a 5, I suppose.
Tastes like water, and I love water, so 5.
Okay, so
There we go.
average is about 5.
All right, what are we going for
Okay.
next?
The next one on our list is Ramune, and my husband is going to demonstrate for you how to crack this open.
It's a very interesting bottle, this one, because it actually has a little ball in the top that you've got to... Oh, there we go. Right in the top here. It's a very interesting shaped bottle. Oh, doesn't want to go down today. I'm going to cheat then. Yeah, put it right in the middle here. Wow.
Do you need help? Did you read the instructions?
It's actually being very tough today, so I'm going to cheat. Because I'm taking this out of here.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
And then just...
It literally says that you're supposed to take it out.
And there you go.
Well, hey, that's what happens if you don't read the instructions.
There you go. There's a nice little ball in there.
You just take that out. Now, the only problem with these bottles is if you only want to have a little bit and try back later, there's no lid. Because once you pop that, the ball sits in the top, and once you pop it, that actually is what carbonates it.
Yeah, it's weird.
So,
So,
we're going to all try a little bit of this.
So Ramune was first made by an English pharmacist in Kobe named Alexander Sim in 1884. The word Ramune is just Ramaji, which is sort of the way you pronounce words in Japanese, meaning lemonade, and it's produced by a company called Shirakiku. So let's give this a go and see what we think.
Shot glasses.
There.
All right, okay. Everybody, let's go.
Let's go. Goodbye.
Come Kai.
Kampai.
Come Kai. Come pie.
I hiccuped when I said it.
Oh, that's really good.
Interesting flavour.
Mm.
It's sort of like a lemonade, but
Yeah.
it's not quite. It's I don't know how to say it. It's definitely something different.
It's a different carbonating taste.
Yeah.
It's different to normal soft drink, being carbonated we're used to. So
it makes
I'm not
sense?
sure. I'll give that like a 7. Yeah. Interesting.
7.5.
Oh, it's just got a beep here.
Yeah.
I'll make it an 8.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Just to be different.
Okay.
Just to be
All
different.
right, the next one on our list is our mystery drink. So if you hadn't worked this one out, this
This
one
one
is
here.
called Calpis.
How?
Be very here, Mum. Be very careful when pronouncing this. It is Calpis.
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 Yep.
Calpis.
It's made by a company called Calpis Co. And it's a subsidiary of Asahi. And Asahi is well known for making beer and other alcoholic drinks.
So if you rush trying to say this, I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone can get where you can go with this.
You get cow piss.
Okay.
Calpis.
Okay, it's a drink of skim milk with yeast and lactic acid
milk.
bacterium, and it's left to ferment to create
Ooh.
this drink.
All right, that sounds it. Now I'm starting to get a bit worried
So
about
we're a bit worried, but we're going to try it
Yeah,
anyway.
it is.
fermented milk. Yeah,
Fermented
that
milk.
sounds
No,
like
it's cow piss.
fermented milk. Fermented means it's going to be bad.
Okay, alright, let's go.
It smells like medicine. I'm scared.
Actually, it's got an interesting smell to it.
It smells like
Actually,
And this is something I can say I've definitely never tried this
Oh.
before.
it's
Oh.
definitely medicine. It's
Oh,
definitely
Heather's-
medicine.
Heather's bad.
I knew
Well,
it. I
I'm
knew
just gonna time to just go for it.
Oh, it tastes like the medicine. Oh, I've had this medicine before.
it's an interesting taste, isn't it?
Oh, I'm trying to remember what the medicine was now.
It's a bit watery though.
Bit like
it's a little bit of
like
watery
cough
sort of
medicine
thing.
taste. Yeah.
Not cough medicine. This is not chocolate milk.
Seems like a little bit. It's got a milky taste with a bit of a wateriness to it, but that's not bad. I was a bit worried with it being fermented milk and everything, but hey,
That's pretty good.
I'll give that a whirl.
I'd give that a 6. What about the rest of you?
I'm gonna go off the other end of the scale. I'm gonna give that an 8. I
I'm
would
gonna give
drink
it
that.
2. I don't remember what medicine it was, but
Okay.
it tastes.
She's
and
definitely on the
smells like
definitely
it.
thinks it's medicine.
Okay, the next two we have here are two relatively new coffees to Australia.
Yes.
They're
To
very
Australia,
popular in Japan. If you haven't seen a coffee in a can before, here you go. This is going to be a new
And
experience.
it's huge in Japan. They're vending machines. You can get all sorts of different types of coffee in a can all over the place. They have vending machines everywhere, but coffee in a can is a huge thing in Japan.
Yeah, so do you want to
But
introduce the flavours?
Suntory, it's only in the last 6 months they've started bringing their Boss coffee to Australia now, importing it. So we're going to go from the light end to the dark end because this is
Iced latte?
it's the iced latte.
Yep.
So obviously that's a bit of a lighter flavour,
Oh, look at that.
which
Can we show that up for the...
looks interesting.
Let's
Has a
I'll
great,
show everybody
great
what
coffee,
that looks like.
great
Check that
coffee
out.
smell.
Pretty good.
I won't have as much.
And Suntory is
But-
also well known for making whiskey and
But this is
whiskey
de-
in Japan.
This is definitely not whiskey though.
No.
This is definitely
This
just
is
coffee in a can.
definitely-
That's not much.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, everybody knows Suntory because of Suntory whiskey, but this is a new thing, so we're going to give it a
well,
go.
it's not new to Australia, obviously.
Yeah.
Not new to
Okay,
Japan.
cheers everybody.
Iced latte in a can.
Oh man!
Ooh,
Oh, that is bitter.
that's not bad.
That's bitter. You're the coffee drinker of the house, and I don't even think
That's
bitter.
not bad.
Oh.
I would definitely rate that.
I'd add like 2 more tablespoons of sugar.
I'd
She likes
say
a lot of sugar in
I'd
her
say
coffee.
that's a solid 4 for me. It's not something that I would drink.
Oh, this one's going to be bad then. I'd give that a 7. I'm quite happy with that.
All right.
I'd give it a 6 because it needs sugar.
It needs sugar.
It needs
All right,
sugar.
now we're just going to use the same cups because we're running out of cups.
Yep.
This is the one that's going to be a problem. This is the iced long black. So it's just black coffee in a can.
I've tried having black
Now,
coffee before, and no
I
sugar.
am personally not one to drink coffee without milk. So this could be a real. This could be really
look at
bad.
that.
filling it up so much.
This
Check
could
that
be
out.
really
Look how
bad.
dark that is compared
This
to
is
the other
dark
one.
and this is bad. And I promise Heather I will only put a small amount in. She
Yep.
doesn't want a lot, so.
So I do believe these are the only
There we
two
go.
flavours of this particular coffee in a can that you can get.
Or
In Australia at the moment, that is all you can
Just
get.
smell it. Yep. All right,
Oh,
everybody.
that is.
smell it. Just smell
That
it.
is.
Oh my gosh, this smells like
Why did we agree to do this?
sweaty socks.
Why'd you give each other so much?
I suppose we agreed to do this because we've seen other people doing videos like this. One particular fellow we follow on YouTube, he's quite adventurous with the stuff
You
he's
guys
tried.
are
So
idiots. You should have put
we'll
less
just-
in.
no,
There we go.
hey, it's an adventure.
All right, cheers,
I
everybody.
like the
Come by.
smell.
Come back.
Wow.
I call that
sugar, it'd be nice.
If it had milk and sugar, it would not be a nice long black.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 2 just because it smelled like coffee.
It didn't smell like coffee.
That's yeah. Okay.
I've actually had something like that before, but warm.
no,
it's better cold, I have to
definitely
say.
not. Definitely.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Wow, generous.
That
Yeah,
is
because like
generous.
I've actually had it before when there was no milk left and there was only sugar. So I've had something similar to that.
Well,
And it is
with
better
sugar
cold.
and with milk,
Yeah.
that would be really nice. It
Yeah.
certainly wouldn't be a nice
Okay.
a nice long black.
Some people like
The last thing on our list is sake. Now, let's just
Now,
put
Heather doesn't have a cup for this because she just can't have any at the moment.
yeah.
She's waiting. In a few months' time, she'll be really happy.
But did you know in Japan you have to wait even longer because you have to be the age of 20
That
to
just
drink
looks-
alcohol
That just
in
looks like
Japan.
water.
Sake is, or old sake is
What
the
a
word
word.
for any kind of alcohol. So the
Thank
actual
you,
correct,
Ella.
the actual correct word for rice wine, which is what this
Smell
is,
the bottle.
You can
is
smell the bottle. There you go.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Bit worried about this
Yeah.
one, but
So
what do we do?
So the correct word for this is nihonshu, which means rice wine.
No, it literally does just look like water.
Yeah. Or vinegar.
When we got this, I must admit, we were having a look around, and there is so much on the shelves for sake. There's so many different varieties. There's so many different types. This was just sort of a basic, sort of standard type one
Yep.
that
Look
we
at
thought we'd give a try.
I'm waiting.
And-
This one comes from Kyoto.
It may look like
Yeah.
water, but it definitely doesn't smell like water.
All
you
right.
know there's something to this.
Okay, so kanpai.
Kampai.
Oh, you didn't have the whole thing. Oh, there you go.
It's an acquired taste, and I haven't acquired it.
No, definitely not acquired that one.
Really?
It's not terrible. It's not terrible. But I'll definitely say it's not great. I'm sure that different varieties and different versions taste different flavors and all that, but yeah, I'll be generous and give it a 5. I mean, it's sake, so.
3.
Oh, and Heather, what do you rate it just from the smell?
From just the smell, it smells like pretty good alcohol. And the quality's pretty good, so any alcoholics out there would probably like it, so I'd give it a 7.
Okay. Well,
There you go.
there you go, guys. This is our Japanese Drinks in Oz video. We would just like to say a heartfelt thank you to Daiso Australia Dandenong for majority of the
Bits and pieces.
drinks here we've got today. And to the Melbourne Japanese Summer Festival and Cha House Proprietary Limited who brought us the green tea. So
And
if
thank
you
Japan for just existing.
yeah, that's it. So if you do want to go to the Melbourne Summer Japanese Festival, it's held in the end of February in Federation Square in Melbourne. Only one day between 11 and 5. If you want to go, it's a fantastic experience. We've enjoyed it. We've been
And
the
it's
last few
always
days.
very busy. If you're
Yep.
hungry, take your own food because
Yeah.
you may have to wait and line up for about half an hour to get to most vendors. They're
Yep.
usually that bigger lines.
The other thing is, most of them, if you do like the alcohol, we're not big on alcohol. Asahi and Sapporo, 2 of the biggest breweries in Japan, have their beer gardens there.
Yep, she likes that one.
And yeah, so thanks again, guys. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the near future, wherever you are in the world. Ciao, matane.
Bye.